Welcome to the Flat Track Factory. This is another in the Racer Complains, Expert Explains series. We happen to be up at Wally Brown Racing, a professional flat track racing team, talking to the owner, Wally Brown. And we had a real film crew there setting up, filming some content I think you're gonna really like. Anyway, as a warm-up, I said, hey Wally, how would you deal with a whiny racer like me? Check out what he says. I want to ask a question I've asked some other high-level racing guys this question. So let's say, Wally, we're at a test and you've decided I'm gonna ride your bike today. Yep. So I walk over to it, I look at it, and I say, that bike's unrideable. What's going on with a racer when they're telling you something like that?
I guess it depends on who it is. The first thing you got to think to yourself is, why? Why is it what's the problem? The reason you're telling me it's unrideable because obviously you're feeling something you don't like. The lap times are probably off. You're probably getting passed out there. You're slow.
Well,
so there's an issue.
Okay,
right?
Let's parse it into two things. The first scenario is ergonomics. That's what I was driving at in the first one. So I look at the bike and I can tell you I can't ride it.
Yeah.
So I've said this before in conversation. That's why I wanted to ask Wally. Like the brake pedal, for instance. Yeah. If the brake pedal is not in the right spot for a rider, is that enough to make them uncomfortable and becomes unrideable?
Oh yeah, I mean certainly. I feel like we spend a lot of time to make the rider or a driver or whatever comfortable. I mean they have to feel comfortable on the bike, if it's whatever it takes. We've made different handlebar mounts and brake pedals and whatever seat heights, and I think that's really important. I think that for you to feel good on the bike, you need that to go fast. Okay,
so now I went out, I did 4 laps, and I come back in and I say, well, this thing's unrideable. What's going on there? What are you going to do to fix this?
Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is, because that's the beauty of the way we want to approach our racing is, we're going to have data on the bike. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to download the data, and we're going to sit down with you, and we're going to have you talk about a lap and basically point out where you're having your issues, where what parts of the track, can't get on the throttle, getting the entry, whatever it is. And we're going to pull up the data and look through it and talk it out.
So when a racer tells you this bike's unrideable, I mean, they're riding just fine.
Yeah, they're just exaggerating. They're just, that's a typical exaggeration. I mean, obviously it's rideable, but it's not rideable to the level they want it to be.
So they're off 3 seconds, or they're off 0.3 of a second?
Yeah, it depends who the rider is, right? Yeah. I mean, I think that's the...
Yeah, but typically when you get to a certain level, you're not going to have a rider 3 seconds off, right?
Yeah, you're in big trouble, obviously.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Wally.
All right,
appreciate
thanks.
it.
Remember the first time we went to Lima?
Yeah.
We were getting straight outside the fence.
Yeah.
And Carver and Vince were going at it. Ask him what he thought about Lima the first time.
Yeah.
Wally, tell us about the first time you went to see the Lima Half Mile.
Yeah, that was about, 2 or 3 years ago, and that was probably my first flat track race I went to in years. And the first time they went through the corner, and the way that track is there's really no grandstand. So if you're in the paddock area, you have to just sit up on the fence. And I actually went with Mike O'Neill, and he's like, "Come on up." So we run up to the fence, and then they start going out there for practice, and within like the first lap, they're up against the fence, and you're getting pelted with dirt, and you can't even stand up. And there's a big old smile on my face, and it was just awesome. That's still my favorite track, Lima. I've only been there one time, but it's, of all the tracks I've been to so far, that's number one.
The story makes the hair on my arm stand up.
It's a great track.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.